Hey, folks, welcome to InTheMoneyStocks.com's daily analysis video, brought to you by the creators of proprietary price, pattern, and time methodology. Learn the PPT strategies and profit for life. My name is Gareth Soloway, Chief Market Strategist here at InTheMoneyStocks.com. All right, everybody, into the action we go today, and what an amazing day it is and has been. Holy cow, we have just seen some pretty ridiculous price action during the day. After hours, it's even more wild. Today we saw a massive collapse, Facebook collapsing to the downside, 27% drop in Facebook. This is the intraday spiders chart. You can see we opened lower, we sold off pretty much all day, closing near the lows of the day on the intraday chart. Now, this is just a quarter of the story, and the reason I say that is because in the after hours, with all the panic during after hours, the markets are ripping on the back of Amazon. So take a look at this, guys. Amazon closing at 27.78, basically down 7 to 8%. It is now up 8%, meaning it's a 15% move in Amazon as they blew away earnings. So talk about a yo-yo market. Now, you guys saw what I did today. Was I shy? Was I scared? Do I go to emotion? Hell no. What I did was I said, you know what? We have some of these stocks that we just sold a couple days ago for big profits. They are now into key levels. Guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to start buying them. Picking up FSLY, Mara, SQ. All right. And the beauty of this is, SQ is already back to almost 107 after buying it 101.65, so already a nice little after hours pump there. But Snapchat, I should mention Snapchat. Snapchat got punished on earnings from Facebook. The stock was down like 23% at the end of the day. It is now ripping up 40%. 40% move on Snapchat in the after hours. So this market is just remarkable, folks. It is a trader's market. I look up to the sky and I point up and say thank you very much to the stock gods out there, because the volatility is everything. All right, this is what's giving us opportunities to sell Square recently where we did, and then rebuy it way cheaper than we did. All right, and just to put it in perspective, my original entry was at 113.36. We sold it at 127 just a couple days ago. And then today I bought it at 101.65, $12 lower than just where we had bought it not long ago. All right, amazing stuff, folks. Listen, it's a risky market, but the beautiful thing about it is we have the charts. The charts are our friends. If we read them, they will guide us. They won't be 100%. We're going to have losers. There's no doubt about that, but we keep our odds high. And that is exactly what's going on here. So again, folks, just absolutely remarkable price action here. I'm going to go over to my other chart here. I want to take over and look at the S&P 500. You can see the S&P 500 had rallied sharply. We then had a big down day today. The S&P 500 dropping about 2.35% on the day. And then after hours, we're seeing quite the move up in the S&P. Now, we're not negating today's down move. I want to be clear on that. We're not negating today's down move in the after hours on the S&P nor on the NASDAQ 100, but we certainly are seeing quite the move here up. And it looked like, by the end of the day, it was looking really nasty, right? And all of a sudden, things look a lot better. And what I'm loving here is some of the stocks that I held on to with you guys are actually now net positive in the after hours. SE, you guys know that one. We still have that one, right? SE here, closing at 145, which was down a little bit, but I love the fact that it's not really pulling back too much. After hours, it's back to 153. Back to 153, so up almost $8 in the after hours. I don't know if that will last until tomorrow, but again, as long as Amazon holds its gains, as long as Snapchat holds its gains, Pinterest is up substantially in the after hours as well, getting a monster move there. As long as you hold these gains, you would think that technology has a good shot to bounce. And I would guarantee, you can't guarantee anything, but I would say there's a good high chance that this bounce holds true and continues into tomorrow. All right, so again, we'll continue to follow this. I like the fact that Alibaba was green today. That was pretty awesome today to see as well. So Alibaba, the Chinese stocks were generally down a little bit, but they didn't get slammed like some of the technology names across the board. So pretty wild stuff there. All right, let's go back to the SPY. So what are we looking for here? Well, if we get another push up on the S&P, you could go back to 460. 460 would be the area where I said I would look to short, and that's still on the radar. That would be a retrace to this channel right here and the kind of what I would refer to as the scene of the crime. All right, on the QQQ, ridiculous drop today. I mean, look at that drop, over 4%. I don't remember the last time the NASDAQ dropped over 4%. We've had down days of about 3%, but again, 4% is a huge, huge drop day. Today, again, just closing at 353.55, and I can throw on my after-hours prints here very, very easily. Let's throw that on right now, and look at that. We're up almost 7 points in the after-hours. Now, again, 7 points from being down 15, so keep that in mind. I mean, net, we're still down, but it's quite a remarkable recovery, no doubt about that. All right, so we'll continue to watch that and see here, folks. Again, can these gains hold in the overnight? I think the other thing that I'm going to be watching very closely is how does the Russell behave. The Russell's up a little bit. The Russell today was only down 1.89%, so it kind of was the least banged up index of them all. It's the one that I'm still long with the TNA, so I think that's still in a good position. You guys know I've said that I still think the TNA does have further upside. Let me get rid of those lines. But basically, I still think there's a chance that we should head up to about here on the TNA before we start to see and this, by the way, when I'm saying the TNA, the Russell, the IWM should head up to here before we start hitting some good resistance points. Okay? Couple things else that I'm kind of keeping an eye on here. I'm keeping an eye on the K-Web. I like the daily chart on that. Now, we do have a position in K-Web. I want to just show you guys that one real quick. But that's starting to make kind of a daily pullback consolidation. We are seeing a little bit of a move up in the after hours, but I like this general pattern. A nice move up off double bottom, consolidation there. And again, the idea here is that it likely will see some upside. Taking a look at Bitcoin, guys, let's go into the Bitcoin chart. Bitcoin was selling off a little bit today. What I liked about Bitcoin's price action today, as the stock market was going lower and lower and lower, we did not see Bitcoin really selling off much. Now Bitcoin's starting to reverse almost back to that 37,000 level. I talked about this in my Verified Investing Crypto website. Again, verifiedinvestingcrypto.com website, where I talk about my trades, and I give my trades out, and I do analysis just purely on crypto. But basically, this pattern, the probabilities dictate that this type of pattern, you pull back like this, and then you break out. All right, so that's generally, if you look at the probabilities of this pattern formation through countless times, that's generally what happens. So, when you trade up so many green candles, the odds of you having enough energy to push through there is very, very small. But after you pull back a little bit and consolidate, then it has a chance to go through. The way it would get negated is if you took out this line to the downside, basically at 33,000, then obviously that would be negated, and then you'd look for downside. But probabilities, odds favor a move up, so I continue to be bullish on Bitcoin. I did pick up Mara today, M-A-R-A, so you guys saw me do that. That's basically picking up Bitcoin since it trades with Bitcoin, Marathon Digital. And again, so far so good. Again, look at that move there, folks, on Marathon Digital. A beautiful move up. As we picked that stock up, 21.33, trading at 21.95 here in the after hours. If Bitcoin can continue to rally overnight, this could open up at $2+ tomorrow, no doubt about that. All right, wow. Snapchat, by the way, continues to rally in the after hours, now at 37.5. Holy cow, 37.5 on Snapchat. Just to put that in perspective, if you took the close of the day, the stock is now up 53%. 53% on Snapchat in the after hours here, folks. That is incredible. Just to throw something out to you guys, those of you that are on verified options, I picked up puts on Pinterest into the end of the day when it was trading right around 24.5. It's now, Pinterest is at $32 now. So those, I would dare say that there's a decent chance that those options will be almost up 100% tomorrow at the open. In addition, I also have some Snapchat calls, which if we continue on this track, are going to be very nicely in the money as well on SNAP. All right. So again, folks, just looking through, Amazon's moving up even more after hours. Amazon's now trading near 3,300. And again, to go to Amazon here, you can see, I mean, look at this. look at the size of this gap up tomorrow, potentially, if it stays here. We close down here at 27.75, and you're at 32.25. 32.75, excuse me. That is a potential biggest gap I have seen on Amazon in a really, really long time. And again, we'll have to watch and see if it does continue to hold. Now, Facebook's kind of an interesting one. Let's talk a little bit about Facebook here before we get into oil. So Facebook's bouncing a little bit, but there's some really good levels of support. I started a position, as you guys saw today, basically just below the 240 level. 239.25. I also bought PayPal today. PayPal just has been beaten down. But, again, number one, this is Facebook or Meta platforms. Number two, look at the level of support here and here. Just epic, epic support. And again, this stock will see, I mean, this is a big drop today. You're going to see some continued probably selling pressure over the next couple days. I don't necessarily think the selling pressure will negate the buying pressure that is now being generated by the after-hours buyers. But nonetheless, at some point, you're going to see a pretty substantial bounce back on Meta platforms. And my guess is it probably heads back to about the 255, 260 level, which will be right in the midst of this consolidation area right here. And again, very likely some good area of potential target upside there. Okay. Wow. Let's see what else we have on the radar here as I'm kind of scanning through. Taking a look here at a couple of the other ones to go through. Let's go to gold here because gold actually performed some intriguing action today. Gold today initially flushed, and then buyers came in and bought it up. So again, basically gold ended flat on the day. We're still trading just north of 1,800, but at one point today, gold was selling off significantly and then came back substantially. So, excuse me, pretty nice price action there on that. Still stuck within its wedge. So nothing more to discuss there. Silver, same thing. It had this big dip early and then recovered, still down on the day. But again, on silver, we're basically watching this area at 2150 or so right here. 2150, 22 area right here of support. And then if it breaks that, we know that the 19 level-ish is where it's going to have major support after that. All right. Lastly, oil. Now, oil had a big move, folks. No doubt about that. That was a remarkable move to the upside today on oil. And again, this is the USO, but I'll actually want to go to WTI. And if we look at that, let me go here. You can see, look at that, above $90. Now, the reason why this is important for us to look at is because we want to take a look at the trend line, right? So if you guys remember this trend line, this is the trend line we're watching. And again, as we get closer, look at this, getting closer and closer to that upsloping trend line on oil. Again, it looks to me like it's just above 92. I believe hiding behind this USD right here is $92. So it might be just above that. But again, you get another $2 to $3 upside and you're into that level, and I will be pulling the trigger hard and fast on adding more shorts on oil, guys. That is going to be a beauty. Definitely love that one on the short side. We did see Exxon actually pulling back a little bit today, but that was just more general selling in the market. But again, oil, again, the higher it gets, the toppier it gets, you will get some sort of pullback here. And just a note here, Snapchat now up 50, almost 58% in the after hours. What a move. Absolutely insane move there. Wow. All right. So let's see what else we want to discuss here. Wow, exhausting. Yeah, today was one of those days that's intense. I mean, especially I do the live day trading room. I do swing trades for you guys that I'm taking. I mean, it's just, and remember, I'm trading my own accounts as I'm doing this all. So trying to trade my own accounts, multiple accounts, day trading account, swing trading account, options account, all of those, and then try to be, sending out alerts and doing everything like that. It is a lot. There's no doubt about it, folks. It keeps me on my toes. For sure. But again, days like today, I wouldn't trade for the world because of the amazing opportunities that I have with you guys. All right. Number 1, number 2, and number 3. You guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Let's see what this market does tomorrow. Thank you as always. Let's make some money, guys. Would love nothing more than to close out some winners from today, tomorrow, maybe for 10 or more percentage points. Let's see again where this market is tomorrow morning. Take care.